What is up, everybody? Thank you for joining us this Wednesday for the first Esports Arena Apex Legends Wednesdays, where we do have a $1,000 prize pool on the line, and it looks like these lobbies are absolutely stacked. So I hope you guys enjoy the games today. I'm James Jamerson Lee, and joining me today on the broadcast is, of course, going to be Spirits. Spirits, thank you so much for joining me. How are you doing today?
Absolutely. I'm doing great, man. I can't believe that we finally get to bring custom server tournaments to the Apex Legends community. So I'm absolutely thrilled. It's been great so far. We just got done with our qualification matches. We just ran 2 different games. We had 2 different servers running. We had over 100 participants show up for our first day, so it was a great showing. So we're in our final lobby here, where we're going to be playing 3 matches and taking the points accumulatively across those 3 games, and we're going to see who's the best Apex Predator here and take away that big prize money.
Yeah, I'm absolutely astonished by how quickly you guys were able to put this together. I saw it on Reddit, and I was like, hey, I want to cast this. I was like, bring me in, coach, you know? It was super cool. So we have 37 teams that actually competed, and now this is, of course, a North American tournament, but it was open to EU participants. They'll still have to deal with, of course, the latency and the lag that comes with that. But hey, we've got some great teams coming in, and I'm absolutely so hyped for this. It looks like we are getting into game number 1 already, though. So it's going to be a best of 3, and best of 3 is a completely different piece than what you've seen in other broadcasts so far for the ALGS, where in the grand finals it would be a best of 5. So teams are going to play a little bit differently here, and it's about making sure you get that first great game. If you want to make it into top 3, that's where you're going to make it into the money.
Absolutely. I mean, as going with these, some of these teams actually do play in the ALGS League. So, I mean, let's talk about some of these players that we have actually participating in the tournament so far. We've seen TSM, we've seen CLG, we've seen some of the NRG boys, we've seen North, we've seen a lot of these. You know, I think we've seen Complexity. I think Complexity's in here as well. So, I mean, there's so much talent in this tournament. You know what I mean? Like, so it's going to be top tier gameplay all the way around. So, super exciting stuff. So let's go ahead and drop on over with TSM Imperial Hal. I don't even know how many tournaments he's won. I feel like he's won all of them. You know, this is the man to watch right here. So they call him, what, the 3-time, the 4-time? I lost count. So
I believe it's T5M before their reign was cut short by, of course, another one of our top 20 participants in Team Liquid. We also have, I believe it was online tournament 4 winners in Rogue. And so we've got all the champions so far here, along with some really great talent from EU. And all these names, you should basically recognize them already, though. It looks like Nathan's gotten a knock onto Zara Tricky.
Yeah, so let's go ahead and jump over with the NRG boys, see what's going on over there, since there's early knocks going on. So let's go. Frex seems to have already gone down, so let's see if his NRG roster can recover and get him picked up, put him back in the fight. Looks like they're in a team fight here, getting some shots over onto the Watson. They'll take out that purple shield, pick up the kill, and let's see if they can clean up this fight. The other player seems to be running away. Actually,
it's only Zerpo alive now for them, as Zach is trying to chase after him. He doesn't have any armor himself, but this is the usual drop for NRG. They go tree here, and if they have to take a 50-50, as long as they win it, this is fine recovery, because there is going to be a respawn beacon for them to use.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, it's never good when you lose someone off the bat, but at least, like, they won the fight. You know, they get to loot everything. They got a purple shield out of it, and they're going to be able to get their teammate up. So the NRG still in it, still alive and well. So a little hiccup. I believe they did fully pick. Did they fully pick off 2 members here? Looks like.
Yeah, it was 2 members, so they're going to be able to pick up 2 kill points, and we didn't really get to talk about it. We went straight into the games, right? This is usual scoring like we've seen throughout the ALGS. Of course, placements 1st through 15th. As long as you make it into 15th, you get at least 1 point. You make it to 10th, 8th through 10th, that's 2 points. 6th and 7th get 3 points. 5th gets 4th. 4th gets 5. third gets 7, second gets 9, and of course first place will walk away with 12. Every single kill you get, that's going to be 1 point with no cap whatsoever on that. And so kill points are going to be very important here, especially in such a short format. That's only 3 maps that we'll be playing.
Yeah, absolutely. That's great that you point that out. Yeah, we are actually only playing 3 games. I know that most of these players are used to playing a little bit more in these accumulative sets. We are planning on increasing these finals to maybe add an extra game or 2 so that, you know, it's more about consistency. So that's just something, you know, that the community has been asking for. So we're all ears. We hear you guys, and we're here to deliver. So.
Yeah, it looks like Solafide is getting into a fight over at Fragment West right now, and they've actually lost Pry. Now Solafide, they've been doing a fantastic job as well in the ALGS. Weren't able to make it into one of the online tournaments, but that's kind of what, like, there seems to be a curse, right? Often, if you make it into the top 5 of like an ALGS, for some reason you won't qualify into top 20 of the next one. It's kind of interesting, especially how that happens fairly regularly, I would say, also in EU.
Yeah, absolutely. I really want to know what EU teams are actually playing in the event. I know that we had a couple of them reach out. Do you see any big names from the EU that actually can make it for this first event over on the NA, since it is NA time schedule? So.
Yeah, so Nasky Strafendel is, I think, the primary one that you really do have to look at. They've been having consistent performance across all the online tournaments. They have been making some money off of it as well, and this is one of the teams that I'm looking out for. They get better and better every time. It's when they actually hold on real quickly. Going to go hop on over
Casper,
to Liquid.
Yeah, Liquid actually getting into a fight. Casper actually in the down state. Looks like they're in a little bit of trouble as Flanker looks like they're going to reset here. Trying to
they're able to port him out.
Yeah,
they're able to get him back up. And, Flanker is trying to cover them for now, but there's the aggression now as Nocturnal gets taken down to 150. Flanker's going to go down, and it looks like they were just caught out on that rotation here. Definitely weren't expecting people to have been pushing here. This is an odd area for people to be holding at this point. With the circle, if we can bring up the mini map, you know, everyone would be trying to get into Fragment West and Fragment East here, and I think that's what they were kind of banking on, trying to make this rotation, but they got absolutely caught out there. And so now it's all up to Nocturnal to try and rat this out as a solo Wraith here, and it is doable, but it's going to be difficult.
Do you think the play is to actually go back and try to make the res on his team, or do you just try to go for placement at this point and just play your own solo game? I mean, it's kind of a hard decision here. It's kind of a gamble. If he goes to try to res his teammates, he can get picked off, and that's it. Or if he just wants to put some points on the board, you know, just to try to go for like a solo play style, try to hide, you know, play a passive game just for placements. Looks like he's opting to go to try to get the res on his teammates. Let's see if he's going to get camped. I believe it was Sentinels that ended up picking up those kills on Liquid. So
yeah, he's able to secure them, and he does have 2 beacons that he can actually use. There's one nearby to the east, but it looks like he might try to just play a little bit edge here. They're already in a bad spot. They need to recover and bring 2 people in. They already know there were teams at the very least on the east, and so I think trying to go for the res on the west would probably be the safest thing. Now that just means, of course, they have to sacrifice trying to get into center zone for that, and I think, you know, at least recovering 2 teammates is definitely worth giving up center zone for that.
Yeah, absolutely. So yeah, if we actually take a look at the mini map, you can see like the majority of the players are actually currently in like the north, right in the center of the map, actually, or fighting over the Fragment West. So I mean, there is a lot of different teams over there, all holding their own little buildings. So let's go ahead and check out one of those teams, because there is something's about to pop off over there. So let's go ahead and see if we can take a look. So we will hop on board. So we'll hop on board with Vaxlon. So let's watch Madness, CLG, and Blackslon. So the CLG squad. So they're currently sitting in the city, just taking pop shots at different teams here, just kind of holding their Watson barrier, sitting in the city, just waiting for a rotation. They don't have a reason to move right now. They're pretty comfortably in the zone, so they're just kind of just hanging in there, looking for picks, you know, looking for free kills, rotating in.
Yeah, I mean, for everyone that's familiar with how the CLG trio has kind of like split ways a long time ago, Madness himself, his squad that he's been able to pick up, they made their first qualification into the online tournament last week. For online tournament 4 here, it looks like they have made an adjustment to their roster, adding on Baxlon in favor of Scurry. I don't know exactly why they did that, but it looks like they are going to go ahead and make a push for the 4-story building here, for the zipline building. And they're going to be able to get safely into this now. Nice Arc Star connecting onto 1. We'll see if they can try and capitalize off of that.
Absolutely. It looks like they're getting aggressive for this building right here. Taking the watch. So they're just like they want to share it with them. It looks like they're just sharing the building with them. They know they're there.
Yeah. Frequently, that's what happens in a lot of these multi-tiered buildings where you'll have 3 to 4 teams sharing one building, especially here in Fragment West. You do have all those levels. What you really want to try and do, if it's possible, try to control at least 2 levels. I want to see if they're going to be able to do that, right? You've got the Watson Ultimate, and along with all those nodes that you're able to put down, and it allows you to control so much area. We'll see if they're going to be able to do that. For now, though, they're just going to go ahead and maintain this area here.
Yeah, absolutely. So yeah, they're just waiting. Let's see if we can find a rotating team now and see if we can find some action here. So let's hop on over with.
I'd hop over to
our
TSM if possible.
Okay, TSM, I like that. So let's go with TSM. Looks like they're in a fight right now. So let's hop on with Imperial How.
Yeah, they're currently trying to make a push for the construction building right now. Aberlily got tagged up, and it's going to be Hal, the first one to go down. He's already used his bubble, so he's not going to have that quick press for quite some time now, as he will be able to Phoenix up, and it looks like Reps will be able to get Hal up. This is going to be dangerous. Now, people know there's a knock, but they're not actually trying to push this. That's kind of interesting. TSM is one of those teams, if you got the advantage, you want to get them out of this game early on.
Yeah, absolutely. I'm actually surprised why they didn't get pushed. I mean, as we saw, like Sentinels caught out Liquid, and they chased them down. They tried to portal out, get the res, and they chased them down. They were aggressive. So this team is opting to be a little bit more passive, and they allowed them to get back up. But maybe this tournament is only 3 matches, so it makes sense. Every decision is so impactful. If you go down early in game 1, it's going to be rough for the rest of the tournament. So maybe they're just playing it safe.
It looks like they will be able to completely stabilize here, and they'll have full control over these 2 levels. And that's what I'm talking about, making sure that you control multiple levels, if at all possible, here, and try and deny that away from other people. We do have, if we take a look at the minimap, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 teams kind of playing the outskirts of this ring, weren't able to get into Fragment West proper. And so those are the teams that a lot of people are going to be looking out for to try and get those rotation kill points along the way.
Hop on board to Muffins right now. It looks like they're in an active team fight right now, right on the edge of the zone. So let's go ahead and watch these guys. It looks like Fnatic, Shiny, and Muffins and the boys are in it to win it right now, resetting their fight. It's a close personal battle right now with R99. They just tried to get pushed up their staircase. So let's say I have another team opting to shoot them through the window. So there's a lot going on over here with these guys on the edge of zone. And you can typically see, if you took the map too, there's like 3 teams, 2 teams sitting in their same building or right across from them they have to worry about. So the zone's about to go in right now. We'll see where the circle leads us, how far the rotations are going to have to be made. And it looks like it opts to work out in their favor for the most part.
Ooh.
I mean, so...
Muffin's almost going down there where they try to just rotate out, and it looks like they don't like this position. Interesting that they actually give this up, and now they're going to try and rotate on over to the east here. Probably just, they took too much damage, had to back out. I don't know exactly what they're trying to do here. Maybe they're thinking the east side of Fragment might be a little less contested. Are they going to try and play for market? These things are a little weird.
I think they're just resetting. They saw themselves getting in a situation that they didn't have options to pull themselves out of, right? So they're in the building. Looks like the shots on Buffin. Here comes the flank. Here comes the big shield coming down from the Gib. Shots are out. Let's see what happens.
Right now, Muffin's in sore need for some space here, as this team hasn't been able to push this bubble, and that's kind of interesting that they're trying to play out here in the open right now. Muffin's able to do some decent damage with that Havoc, but that's really about it. He's got to back away. Shiny now down to about 10 HP. BCJ needs to hold this down for the squad now. Former Fnatic and BCJ in here. Looks like Muffins will go down to Noble's Onmu, who's somewhere in Fragment East. Luckily, they're able to break LOS, and Shiny will be able to get him back up.
Dang, just both teams clashing and then both opting not to go all in. I mean, it's like we've seen so much of this. I mean, they go in, see if they can get the wipe. If they can't, oh, it looks like he's going out of the gas, though. Not a good place. Able to get that free kill. Can they finish, though? Shots are, these are insane wingman shots coming out from BCJ. Hitting everything for his team right there, really putting on the pressure. I think they aggress this here. He's hit so many shots. I think they just stack 3 and just go ahead and wipe that team. They already got a knock. And looks like
the
Fnatic,
trouble you run into
Shiny's...
here is that they have 15 seconds until the zone starts closing, and they ended up, using a lot of utility into that, along with, of course, just their overall economy, their health, their shields, and now Shiny goes down along with Muffins here. BCJ will fall, and that's going to be Inhuman coming in to take that KP, and it looks like they will fall here. One of the first squads out in the overall game number 1. Now we're down to 16 squads left as round 3 starts closing.
Yeah, absolutely. So let's see here. Let's go ahead and jump on with Rogue. We haven't seen much of these guys, so let's hop on with Rogue's perspective. So let's go on with Drop Kid. So Rogue Drop Kid. Looks like they have the whole edge of the zone themselves, it seems, right? And yeah, so they actually have the best position in the whole game. If you actually know, look at the mini map and go ahead and check out Rogue, Snipe Down, and Sweet Dreams position. These guys have the best spot on the map. All insane players. Let's see. There's just no one near them. There's no one to contest them. They're just waiting. But here, the zone comes up, and this is where things are going to get crazy. This is it, boys. This is where, men are separated from boys. This is it.
They've made the ping, and this is a circle that a lot of people are already expecting. I believe that's TSM right there in the Broken 3 story, and they've been set up for it right next to the respawn beacon. This is a very common end circle here, and so TSM's already set up for that. Now, there are places like underneath the bridge or underneath the train tracks that Rogue can play for, and I think if they can find a decent pocket to play off of, they can catch a lot of the teams rotating off of like construction building and stuff like that. This is still going to be a very difficult task, but I think with the weapons that they have, they can definitely play for the KP here. Playing for the late game is going to be a little bit more difficult. We'll see if they can find a decent position to play once the zone starts closing.
Yeah, absolutely. This is one of those circles where most teams will have to fight. Well, let's go ahead and watch out Complexity. Looks like they're getting into a close range shotgun fight. Lou being able to pick up 2 kills. Let's go over with Complexity.
Yeah, this is a roster that just made a recent change. Lou coming in, and it looks like they brought back Reptar. Excuse me, never mind.
Reptar's been been on that squad. So yeah, the original squad was the OG. Complexity was, I think, the first
Mirko was the replacement for Lou.
Okay, so Mirko and Lou, okay. And then before that, it was Gabe Isman, Kyreg, and Reptar. Now, Reptar, Monsoon, and Lou. So, new addition, cool stuff. I know that Reptar used to play previously on Tempo Storm, so it's cool that he's moved on and is thriving.
This is a great spot. I thought it was TSM that was holding this, but I think they were trying to make a play for this earlier on, but I think Complexity might have been able to bully them. I forgot that TSM went over to construction earlier there. But yeah, this is a great spot. They're going to be able to have a decent cover here. They just have to make sure that, they're making sure their sides are covered. As you can see, one on the bridge now. Gibraltar bubble is used. I want to see if they get aggressive on this or if they just prioritize holding this really strong position.
Yeah, absolutely. This is, I think they stay here every time, to be honest, and then they just late rotate, right? I mean, they're safe. They're on the edge of zone. They just take peek. They're just going to have to fight the team that's closest to them on the left. That's like their biggest threat right now. But there's a lot of teams near him, actually, to be honest. So this is going to be very interesting, this next circle. After this one moves, this is when they're going to be forced out to have to take this team fight in the close left. And here it is. Circle is up.
That's a different pull. I'm not used to seeing that one. More often than not, I see it pulled down towards that respawn beacon area to their south, pulling out to the west there. There's some cover to work with, but there's still 11 squads left. And so you're going to see a lot of these teams just kind of scurrying up from the buildings, especially that one to the northwest. Those two buildings to the northwest, it's going to be like a nest of cockroaches just coming out now. Again, they just have to play gatekeeper here, though, up against the team to their east and make sure that their back is safe. As their rotation, pretty safe, but I don't see any pings to see where they want to go once the zone starts closing.
Yeah, I mean, this is actually looking kind of rough. I'm really thinking of what the play is here. Obviously, I feel like it's going to be a Imperial Hal portal play. He's deciding where he wants to portal his team in to take a team fight. That's kind of where my mindset's at right now. I don't think they want to fight with the gas at their back, like drop down and taking an instant engagement. That close team might not end well unless they just instantly like clap them with like, you know, some good arc stars or something. But other than that, I feel like setting up for a good rotation. He's planning out where he wants to go. You see the pings and where enemies are going to have line of sight of him. Oh, big chunk of damage getting taken out though. That's not going to be good right before the rotation. 8 seconds left before the rotation. Goes ahead and gets the shield battery out, and here he goes. Here's the portal play, just like I said. So Hal goes out, goes the invone. He's trying to set his team up. This is it. Portals his team in. Here's the team fight. He doesn't have anything else, though. He needs the team to support him. Gibby comes in, pops that bubble. He's going to be able to pick up Hal. That's going to be super impactful. But his team is still in trouble. Shots are all out. This is where he's going to have to make some plays. Gibby ult coming out as well.
This is a recent change coming out for them here. This is going to buy enough time. Picking up this Gibraltar is really working out for them now here in the late game here. TSM never had trouble making it to the late game. Now it's about just closing out here, getting some decent KP. Albraleli picks one up onto Liquid. Hal onto drop now as he continues to clean this up, picking up so much KP. 4 kills for Imperial Hal here. He's going to get the armor swap to reset onto this fight. They've got nice cover behind this truck or these cars. And this is such a great spot now. 5 squads left, 13 players remaining here. Albraleli's got a red shield. Reps and Imperial Hal on purples. What a great spot for them to be in. But it looks like as the top 3 teams, we got Nasky, Strafe, and Dell. We got TSM as top 5. Crust, Rocker, and Senox here, down to 2 players here. And so it's all up to TSM to close this out.
Absolutely. You've seen the play come in. The portal play came in. They cleaned up their side of the map, and now it's all coming to that small scale, you know, just engagements here. Let's see. There's 3 squads left, so let's see if they decide to go for a third party and kind of play more passive. If they just want to, you know, bring the fight to their opponents. Looks like they're just trying to get some information and find out where exactly the remaining players are. Looks like the pings are going out. They've spotted where one team is.
Yeah, it's 3-3-2 right now as Nasky, Strafe, and Dell. They've lost Nasky, who is their Watson player here. They're on the western side, and so it's not going to be easy for TSM. They have to play this. They have to play this perfectly at this point now, because of course the team on the other side is just as dangerous as them now. It's the fast side of the circle that TSM have to their back, so they are under a little bit of pressure to move, but at least they have some cover to work with right now in the shape of these fences right here.
Yeah, absolutely. I'm trying to say, let's see what they opt to. I really want to see who they opt to fight. I want to see how they take the situation. Looks here we go. Shots are
They've
out.
got the knock onto Rocker here as Senox will finish off Strafe, and so now they've got the man advantage. They push forward. Albraleli right in there with the EVA 8, getting some decent damage off as the entry doesn't get the knock quite yet, but the wingman comes out from Alb. He's not able to land the last shot onto that Watson, but Hal is there to help him clean that up, and in its 2v1, TSM are going to be able to finish this off in the end with a whole heaping lot of kill points. TSM closing it out in typical TSM style.
So yeah, that's going to be a 10 kill win for TSM right there. Big stuff. That's going to be 7 kills coming out from Hal. Insane performance. I know I mentioned him at the start of the broadcast. I mean, the guy is absolutely insane. So cool stuff from them. They had a very hard situation pushing into that circle where the circle ended up pushing away from them. Hal ended up doing a portal play. Portals this team in. They know what they want to fight for. Very constructive. They know exactly what they want to fight for. Hal even goes down in the process. He uses his Q on the way to getting his team set up with the portal play, gets his team portaled in. He actually goes down in the process, and then his team comes in, gets the Gibby bubble, and then picks him up, and then from there they just make plays. From there, it's just like put out shots, put in DPS, win the fight. So good stuff from them. It was cool to watch.
I think it comes down to one of the biggest adjustments that TSM has made. They haven't really had to change much up. In the past, they've tinkered around with playing different compositions, but now more than ever, I think making this adjustment, Aurelele going over to that Gibraltar was a huge difference here, especially in game number 1 of our finals. Having that Gibraltar shield to be able to reset and then kind of reprioritize who you want to target, what you need to do, giving Hal that extra moment to be able to think about who to prioritize and targets. That kind of shot calling is super important for the team. And TSM, when they need to team fire, they are one of the best teams at it. And you got to see how they were able to just shut it down there. I think one of the biggest things, of course, Nasky Strafe, it was Dell and Strafe that were left there. They got into that initial engagement. Now, when it comes down to the 3-team kind of standoff in the last circle, it's that first team that makes that move that kind of ends it for whomever they end up engaging upon, and TSM were able to take advantage of that. They traded away, I believe, Nasky Strafe and Dell. They traded Nox with Senox's team, and TSM were able to take advantage of that. So great first game coming out from TSM. They ended up with 10 kills along with the 12 placement points, putting them at 22 for Crust, Rocker, and Senox. They got 13 kills, though. So are they basically tied at that point? 13 plus 9, 21. 22. Never mind. Okay, so it looks like they are going to be tied in points with TSM. So we have a 2-way tie between TSM and Rocker, Crust, and Senox right now. Nasky, Strafe, and Dell, though, finishing off third. They're going to get 7 points off of that, plus the 8 from kill points. That puts them at 15. So really great start coming out from our top 3, though. Taking a look at the rest of the lobby right now, Team Liquid, they were able to finish off 4th. That gets them 5 points with only 2 kill points. And so that puts them at a grand total of 7. There we go. I can math. So definitely we are starting to see here in the early stages of our finals that there seems to be a little bit of a breakaway, right? Especially in teams number 1, teams number 2 having such high kill counts.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, I think, let's see, Hal, I believe, topping, let's see who's closest to Hal. Looks like Sinox was 7. Hal had 7. So those were the top fraggers for the server. Nafin from NRG picked up 5 for himself. And Sir Dell and Max Strafe also picking up 4 from themselves as well. So those are going to be our top fraggers coming out. So 7 with Sinox and Imperial Hal. So
yeah,
great stuff from them.
Yeah, off that performance, it looks like NRG will be above Liquid. They should be placing 4th there, especially getting 6 KP along with 4 placement points. That puts them at 10 points. Liquid should be 5th with 7 points. And so, again, the simple format right now is that we have 3-game finals, and I don't think that's optimal, especially for finals. But of course, these are iterative. We're going to be doing more and more of these Wednesday Apex Legends here at Esports Arena. So your support would be super awesome. If you guys want to help and contribute to the prize pool, visit our page on Matcherino. You can do that by typing _contribute in chat right now. It'll give you the link to contribute to the prize pool. Already, we've got $1,000 being put in by Esports Arena. We've got 57 or so dollars already contributed from other members who have donated into the prize pool. And basically, the way it's the split works for prize, it's only the top 3 are going to be making money today. 50% of the prize pool goes to first place, 30% goes to second place, and then 20% goes to third. So if you want to support the community and support, of course, our stream here, make sure you contribute and help us out here. It'd be super awesome. But already, I'm super excited. This was announced like 2 days ago, and we've got 218 people already watching the stream. We are on a 2-minute delay, so we can't really talk to the chat. But thank you guys so much for joining us here. I'm Jamerson once again, joined by Shane. Shane.
Yep. Absolutely.
I'm so glad that we were able to put this on today, and I'm really looking forward to the future of Apex Legends, being able to do more and more of these community tournaments.
Yeah, absolutely. It's going to go nowhere but up from here. Expect more of these events coming out from us on a weekly basis. And, like I said, any of your feedback. We're listening to all of it, and we're putting this on for the community. So please, if you have any questions, anything that you guys want us to change with the format, or anything that you feel isn't fair, anything, hit us up because we're listening.
Yeah,
And
I mean,
with
hit us
that,
up. Esports Arena is the Twitter. You can go ahead and, of course, tweet at us there if you think you've got some feedback for us. There's also on the competitive subreddit, we've got a posted topic there. You guys can leave your feedback for us there. I know it is the first week, and I don't, the format. It could be better. Formats could always be better in terms of broadcast. Also, anything you guys want to let us know, because we want to put on the best broadcast for you, because I've been in the Apex community since day one, and I just want to make sure that we put on the best product for you guys.
Absolutely. So it looks like all of the players have just joined the lobby. So I'm going to confirm with our TOs really quick that we are all set and ready to go. And we will be jumping into this next lobby in game 2, and we'll see how things pan out. See if anyone can catch the champions in first place, which is actually a 2-way tie right now. So
yeah, 2-way tie. I'm not entirely too sure. I think we do have a difference in tiebreaker, right? In ALGS, tiebreakers were done by teams' highest placements, but I think we're doing it a little bit differently here for our weeklies, right?
So the way how tiebreakers are broken, we do highest kills or most kills from the team. So whichever, if they tied on points, it's whichever team had more kills. And then if that's also tied, they had the same amount of kills, then we're gonna go by which team had more damage done throughout the match.
Okay. So interesting change up, and especially in a three map format here. Every single kill matters. But getting that first really strong game is important. Now, the fact that we have a 2-way tie already for first is absolutely amazing. So that just kind of it's not just TSM's game at this point, right? Even though they won the first lobby, the fact that they were able to tie for first, it means it is going to stay competitive here. Game number 2 is about to get underway.
Absolutely. Players are loading into the server, so we will be on that ship shortly as the players drop into the map.
Yeah, so it was interesting to see. Having a center circle there ending over at Fragment West, I think a lot of times we see a lot of circles, and in the southern side, we saw that a lot during the last ALGS, and so already getting kind of a different circle than we're used to seeing. We saw a lot of lava last week, so I'm glad that we were able to see a Fragment circle there. We'll see if maybe we get some. It's been a long time, but I feel like we haven't had as many like skyhook endings. The new Bloodhound event and that point of interest has drawn a lot more circles to the north, and I want to see more of those end circles. I think those are really fun to watch, especially around Sniper Hill and all that stuff. So really excited to see what we get here in game number 2.
Absolutely. So we should be just jumping in here shortly. Looks like we just kicked it off. So here we are, boys. We are live. So let's go ahead and kick it off with none other than the Liquid boys. Let's go check out Liquid and the gang. So let's start off with, they had a rough showing, I think, in the early part of their game last time. So let's see if they can mix things up and have a good start to their second.
Yeah, they got caught in the rotation on the first ring there. They were caught out between I keep wanting to call it Fuel Depot. It's no longer Fuel Depot, but that connector between Harvester and like North Side Sorting Factory.
Yeah.
But there we go. We've got the drop coming out from Liquid, and Liquid making an adjustment. I don't know if yeah, Knock actually going over to Gibraltar now, so they're going to go Wraithless composition here, along with that Pathfinder. That's interesting.
That is very interesting. You always see Wraith in almost every comp, so I mean that's definitely interesting seeing that. Normally it's either the Gibby or the Pathfinder that gets swapped out from the most part. My understanding.
We got a lot of fights going on right now.
So Protectful, let's go check out Protectful. Actually, yeah.
Yes, once again, another fight over at Tree going on. Zach is the first one to go down here. And it looks like they're just going to continue egoing here, try and fight this 50-50. As Frex is trying his best to hold it down. I don't know exactly where Nathan is, and Yeah, Nathan is actually coming in now here. Frex took a lot of damage. Nathan does have a gold armor to work with, and so we have someone pushing him on the right-hand side. It's going to be that Watson here. He's getting pinched now and has to use that Q early on. Backs away, but did he buy enough time for Frex's here? Taking the 1v1 up against the Gibraltar, but it's the second person coming in. That's going to be protectful to take him out, and it looks like NRG are on their last legs here. It's all up to Frex, but he's stuck here in a corner, and he still needs to try and recover or try and get out of here, but they have to know exactly where he is.
Yeah, if he gets out of here, I'd be surprised. I mean, if they don't hunt him down, I think they might just take the loot and start getting in position. I mean, and let them have his teammates back, but I'm sure he wants to go res his teammates, and he's just waiting for an opportunity here. But this is definitely rough for the NRG boys in here in game 2.
Yeah, the important thing there is, like, so are we going to stay here, camp these bodies, or like hunt after Frex and sacrifice our rotation? Or do we just rotate? Let him res, whatever. They've already got the 2 KP and a gold armor off of Nathan.
Yeah, no, absolutely. So yeah, let's go ahead and check and see what the circle. So it looks like these guys are due southwest. So they're pretty southwest on the map. They're gonna have to make a northeast rotation. So they have to go kind of far. So I mean, I think that they would opt to just start rotating now, right? I mean,
they're actually still. It looks like they're just camping the bodies right now, from what I see on the map. Yeah, and I respect it. NRG is one of those squads that I think they have gotten better. The roster swaps that they've been making right now, Nathan and Frex being reunited, and especially bringing on Zach, who is a very loud shot caller. I don't know exactly how all that will work between them. But I still, like, individually, all three of them are absolutely cracked.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
So it like making sure that they're not in this lobby could be super strong. That just makes sure, camping the bodies will also ensure that your back isn't as threatened while you make that rotation. The fact that they already took this early fight means that their rotation, their early rotation timing has already kind of been snuffed, and so I think they've kind of decided they'll be playing for the edge anyhow.
Absolutely. So let's go ahead and check out Rogue and see how. Let's check up on them. You can see we got Rogue, we got Rogue, Sweet Dreams, Drop Kid, and Snipe Down. Snipe Down is a controller player actually that plays on PC. So note that he is playing with these PC guys, and he's insane. You know what I mean? Like, yeah. I know he's known to be like one of the best or better controller players that plays it. So
yeah, he's definitely making the adjustment now, though. Of course, no longer like playing the Wraith, as he's getting into a fight. Gold armor versus gold armor. He does a lot of damage, but it's not going to be enough as he goes down to Shiny here. And it looks like they'll be able to finish him off here, get that KP. Snipe Down trying his best to survive, but it's going to be Fnatic. Well, X-Fnatic here, able to clean that up, and that was just a dangerous rotate. They had to be careful from the south, but Shiny and them spotted him out.
Yeah, Sweet got big damage into him, so it looks like he's able to like relieve some pressure to go in and grab his teammate. So at least they're able to not get camped, and let the team reset to a full 3v2, and just guard the body. He's able to go and pick up his team. So they're gonna go res their teammate right now. They're gonna res Snipe Down, get him up back into the game, and they're just gonna be temporarily reset. So
yeah, it's unfortunate because Snipe Down did have basically what he wanted. He had a Havoc with decent amount of ammo. I think he had like 200. He had a gold armor, and so not being able to maintain that, it kind of sucks. He has to find, of course, his loadout once again. And now they're timing to try and get a building in No Name or over to Overlook. That timing is completely gone now. That's going to slow them down a lot. And this is interesting because we still have so many teams that are actually playing Edge. We've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 that don't really know where it is. So they're lingering around on the outer edges of the circle right now. So it's not completely safe for Rogue at this point. They still have to be careful about teams coming in from the edge.
Yeah, no, absolutely. So it's always like a decision. Like when the first circle comes up, I mean, like from wherever you land, you have to kind of make a decision if you want to more or less over loot, contest for loot, or rotate early, right? And if you rotate early, you're gonna, get the position better, or if you rotate late, you're gonna have less loot.
Target over there.
Or you're gonna have less loot if you rotate early. My bad. So yeah, I mean, some of these teams that are opting to just stay like super far, like at trials over here and up on the edge of the map, they're looting for free. They're looting anything they want for free. So they're able to get all those extra arc stars and higher tier shields and stuff like that to bring into the late game. So it's you can't have best of both worlds, right? It's either you get the position or you get the loot, or if you're really lucky, you do get both and pop off.
Looks like they were able to get a knock. Sweet, doing great damage with that G7 Scouts. And Rogue is just one of those teams you have to be careful for. Their team fire, especially when they've got multiple scouts on the team, is absolutely disgusting. And then, of course, Snipedown able to hold it down. Looks like he was able to recover that havoc for himself. And so that concern that I had earlier, no longer a problem here, as Sweet will be able to get that confirmed kill onto Promos as Dropped finds Denial, and it looks like it's all up to Force to try and keep that alive for his team, but how much longer will he be able to stay alive?
Yeah, I mean, it looks like he's only with one of his teammates right now, so he's just with... They're opting to take a 2v3 on this fight. Rogue Drop is actually just full sending. Here he goes. He's going to confirm a kill. Confirms it on Taken. So yeah, that's gonna be it. Free loot for Rogue Drop.
Yeah, so a nice reversal of fortune, losing Snipedown early on, but being able to recover him, getting back into the game, get his loot once again, and then picking up 2 KP there off of Zanile's squad. And it's again slowing down the rotation, but it's Fragment East. There are a lot of places you can try and hold right now. Of course, the priority is to try and get into No Name. If we take a look at the mini map, there's like 10 teams already there over at No Name now. A few teams already giving up the position over at Overlook, as it looks like the circle won't be pulling that way. And so No Name is, well, the name of the game. There is an option for whomever's at Overlook right now to try and hold what it used to be called T1, the high ground position here, in the kind of like if you hug the wall on Overlook and go south, you can go over there. Now we do have a beacon, and wow, what a split. So Overlook is still in, and so is No Name at this point. So teams are kind of rolling the dice here to see exactly where the circle will go.
Yeah, so let's go ahead and check out Liquid again, because it looks like they're in a little predicament here. They're all in one little camper here, just with a Kibby bubble. So it looks like they have some going on there, but ult's up in there as well from the Watson, so that's going to be able to prevent some arc stars or any type of throwables that are going to be able to go in there and wreck them. So just opting to, they have a little spot. They're just hoping that no one really pushes them at this point. They're just trying to stay alive and wait it out and be like, no one's going to push us, we're fine. But if they do get pushed, it's probably going to be on this next circle.
Yeah, I think they're going to be safe for a while, just for the simple fact that like RVs can be very difficult to push, not because that RVs, but because of the fact that there are so many other teams around, right? You do have to worry about the third party if you overextend to try and go for pokes, or if you even try to push this team. If you don't immediately clap them, if you don't clap them within the first 3 or 4 seconds, that push is already over. A team's going to be able to like third party you with scouts from so many different angles here. So this RV's relatively safe, and I like that it is centralized right now because we don't quite know if the circle will pull west or to the east, and teams are still kind of trying to ride that edge and play a little bit on the fence here while they get a little bit more information, because Liquid weren't able to secure another beacon here. They don't quite know what it is, so they're just playing that 50-50 and waiting for the next zone.
Yeah, absolutely. It's all about just staying alive, saving your shields, saving all your utility, saving your nades, and just waiting out to actually commit to that hard team fight when when it matters, when they're forced into a team fight and they have to take that team fight. Which makes sense, right? And then but the problem with holding like positions like these is they can't really pick off too many like teams right now. I feel like here comes a Wraith trying to come and get some ground for his team. Looks like he's making a portal play, and Liquid Casper go ahead and shouts that out, makes that known for his team as Wraith actually opts to back out, and looks like the team is not portaling yet. Let's see if they actually decide to actually opt to all hit that. I would doubt it. That portal's right out in the open, so I couldn't imagine a team just all portaling out in the open like that. So I think the amount of pressure that was put on by Casper just stopped their push. Oh no, they wanted. Okay, so that's what it was. They wanted the supply drop. Okay, so they wanted the drop. Gotcha. I see it now. They were setting the portal up for the drop. Maybe a Kraber, maybe a Massive. Out of that, who knows? You know.
I don't know exactly what happened with that bubble there. It looks like it might have somehow gotten caught on the wire. I've never actually seen that. That's actually insane. If we can hop on over, look, yeah, Complexity got into a big old fight, and they were able to take out Senox, Crust, and Rocker there. That's huge. Remember,
Dang.
that was a team that tied for first with TSM. Now they're going down early here. That's the full team wipe up against them, I believe. And they're only going to be able to get 13 points and maybe +1. I don't know if they finished 15th there. So only 4 points for them in this round at the very most.
Yeah, so let's go ahead and watch Complexity Reptar. Let's go on with them since they just finished off a fight. They all are sitting pretty with all max shields. We got a gold shield and 2 purples on Lua and Reptar. So these guys are stacked on gear. So gear is not an issue for these guys right now. So it's all about just taking these fights. This is where they can actually opt to be aggressive if they want, you know, and assert some dominance across the zone. As they do
even got a golden Guardian backpack there. So that's going to be really nice if they can get that onto the Gibraltar. I'm not entirely too sure if Monsoon's got that right now. But, you know, seeing another team going for that Gibraltar Wraithless composition here is really interesting to see. A lot of these on-the-fly kind of things that people are doing for this.
Yeah, I mean, I feel like you take the Wraith every time, but I mean, like, hey, I mean, these guys are pros, so I mean, they know more than me.
Now, there is a team to their northeast, and so this is going to make this rotation a little bit difficult as Reptar taking some damage there, moving over through Fragment East right now, but they're going to be able to hop through, of course, from building to building here. It's going to be, we'll see how they approach this, and it looks like they do kind of want to go aggressive on them now. They're starting to move to the north, you know. They poked the hornet's nest, and now here comes Complexity.
Yeah, so it looks like the Complexity is going ahead and rotating up on the zip line, getting some good map control over on the top of the map. It looks like they're going to run into a team here. This is going to be an engagement. They're marking it. They know. Great. Grenades are out. Here we are with the team fight. Opt on with Reptar. They're just zigzagging, E-nassing right up to the fight. Gibby shield coming out, and it's going to be close and personal. Gibby ult coming out as well. Perfectly executed on the...
Oh.
Looks like what? It looks like he got
I'm
like,
pretty sure he just crashed there. That's
Yeah.
a big shame. Sorry, Reptar. Hate to see that happen, guys. Hate to see that. But it's going to be Rogue picking up those kills. Man, it was just at the beginning of that engagement.
They had such a good initiation. It was like well played. They had the shield up. They had the Gibby ult on their side of the rock where they weren't getting contested. Like, and then Reptar was there to make the Peacekeeper plays and just DC. So unfortunate.
Let's hop on over to Team Liquid right now, who are in the middle of the fight. They just lost Nocturnal here, and they're not going to have an opportunity to try and get him back up. And this pull coming on over to Overlook. So every team that tried to bank on No Name do not want to see that. That is going to be a bloodbath of a field over there in the southwest.
And it looks like that's actually disgusting. Oh my god, looking at that map. We have to watch one of these guys' perspective because it's just going to be an absolute bloodbath over there. So
yeah.
Oh man. Okay, so let's yeah,
so I mean, we saw them. They were holding that RV position just to the west of them earlier, and they made this rotation here. Unfortunately, they lost Nocturnal through that. I don't know exactly what happened, but that's kind of one of the reasons why you ride that line on a circle like this, right? You don't know if it's pulling Overlook. You don't know if it's pulling No Name. And so they were able to play that 50-50 right there, basically smack dab in the middle, make this rotation. It was just unfortunate they lost Nocturnal throughout this because the Gibraltar is one character you definitely want to have here once we get into the late game.
Absolutely. It's so pivotal for those late game pushes to be able to just give yourself cover out in the open, you know, and take challenges when, you know, you're getting third party and you can opt to just, you know, all in on a team, you know, block yourself on the back and just hard commit to a fight, win it, reset shields, you know, and put yourself in good. Here we are. still with Casper. Casper's actually able to get some cheeky shots into the back of a team that's rotating up into the zone. Looks like they have high ground here. So they're just really just asserting dominance here, not allowing teams to kind of push up the hill. But here we go, shots coming out into the back. And here they go. They are pushing onto him now. This is it. So there's shots from the trailer that we talked about too. That get tagged up from the shots from the team in the trailer.
Yeah, and it looks like Madness's team was actually able to completely finish off XRR, which is
trailer's getting pushed as well at the same time. Look, you can see Casper just pinging it right now on the map.
They're still in a vulnerable spot. They do have to be careful just a bit here, as you can hear the G7 Scouts ringing out here. G7 Scout really rising once again back to prominence here. Everyone just picking it up. As Casper, though,
as a massive.
He's got the Mastiff, and so there is still a chance here. If they can make it to the absolute late game, try to get into that Final Four squad territory, he could do work with that.
Absolutely. So much damage, so much playmaking capability can happen with that Mastiff. But let's see if he can get an opportunity to really get close and get something done. Looks like there's so much action just going on in this hill. He's just looking down into the field. All the players are rotating here on this side of the map. Just all the west side teams are just all having to push up this hill. You can see it's absolute just slaughter fest. It's gonna be rough for them. They're trying to rotate out, but these teams are gonna have to make a decision here. You can see them getting picked off all over the map. As you can see the kill feed, 9 squads left.
And it looks like Purge just got finished off by Shiny. They did trade away. It looks like Flanker was able to get in on that fight, take out Shiny. We'll see if Shiny gets back up. But right now, Liquid trying their best to play Gatekeeper here, and that's kind of what you set up for. If you go for that 50-50 between No Name and Overlook, and you don't have that position, you don't have a position in Overlook, you play for that KP, and it looks like that's what they're trying to do, working out for them so far. If we can go on board with Madness's team, Team 16, Pow Pow, Vaxlon, and I'm Madness CLG, they've been picking up a lot of kill points. They're one of these teams that are also involved in the scuffle to the west side of Overlook here. They've been picking up a lot of kill points so far. 3 on Vax, 3 on Madness, and 4 on Pow. And this is a team that I've been really looking forward to, and looks like they're taking their opportunities to really make their names known now. You got 2 gold armors and a purple on Madness right now, so they're in a great spot. They just need to try and navigate this rotation.
Yeah, look, they just saw Liquid, so they see the Liquid rotating. There it is. There's Casper and Flanker there. Looks like the fight's going to go out with the team we were just watching. 2v3. Looks like Vaxlon goes down. Big shots coming out. Oh, that's actually going to be Rogue. Rogue drop kick goes big, so Rogue is here taking this fight right now. And they've already knocked 2 players with gold shields. And looks like they're going to be able to clean this one up. Looks like it's a 3v1 situation here. Last player, a member alive on the CLG squad along the gas. Is he able to do anything? Not today. That's going to be it. Rogue able to pick up that 3-piece on that squad, even though that squad had a lot of kills, a lot of kill points, good stuff from them. But let's hop on with TSM now, as they're getting into another fight here with Hal.
Yeah. TSM. They've actually found a decent position here, as so many teams are trying to prioritize getting on top of these barrels, on top of these tankers. And now TSM, they're just going to be able to walk up onto them here, made their way to the bottom of it. And so decent spot for them right now. It's the final 3 squads. Who do we have left? We got Smile with Bronzel, Mini, and Smile. Sorry, just kind of giving Bronzy just a little bit of
big shots coming out
here
from Hal, though. R99 full clip landing into the whole team. He's able to reset. That's going to be a big initiation onto that team fight. Gibby shield coming out. Reload goes off. Hal coming in through the gas. Oh, he wanted to do it. You saw him do it. He wanted to go through the gas and get that play there. Unexpected cheeky shots in the back, but opts to not do it. Let's see if he wants to do it, though. He's thinking about it. You can see. You can look at him.
Yeah, it's going to be full 3v3v3. One on the high ground. TSM on the low here. It looks like Smile on the southern end of this now. And this is going to be difficult for TSM here, as they might be able to walk it in. I wanted to double check their position. It looks like they have found themselves into a nice little pocket that they will be safe. So we might have a little bit of a standoff for just some time right now. Yeah, that's going to be Rogue up top with this. And so they're the ones with the initiative. They've got a decent zip line set up. There will be plenty of time for them to set up another zip line that they'll be able to dance for that final circle. So we'll see. They just need to play this out perfectly.
Yeah, this, to be honest, obviously Rogue has the best squad, but here it is, guys, 3v3v3. Rogues has the best spot. Let's see which team can make this thing happen. Gibby ult coming into play. Let's see if it pressures any of the teams off. We still have both shields looks like Rogue's team doesn't have a Gibby shield, so maybe that's something to take note of here. They don't have a Gibby, so does it hurt
The
them here?
important part is that Rogue has the initiative, right? They can just wait and wait for this team fight engagement to break down. As soon as they see a trade, as soon as they see one person from either team or even two people going down from either team, that's when they're able to push the issue. Now, they are going to be able to break that generator here as Hal now, trying to change up the angle, trying to get a decent one. But as he does, he's going to get third party from Rogue up top. TSM's Albalele will be able to take out Bronzy here from Smile, and Rogue will be able to take Udin down himself. But there's no trade. TSM hasn't gone down himself yet.
Oh, portal play actually came out from Rogue. Oh, how is he able to get two? He gets two. How? Oh my God, he's insane. That's just gonna be the gold. He wants the kill points. You can tell he just wants to get the kill points. That's all he cares about right now. He's just like, okay, all 3 shields. Give me these kills. Give me these kills. Points, points, points. And here we go. Oh, he's not able to finish it off. Oh my goodness.
Yeah, now that's going to be it. Rogue will be able to finish it off there. And again, it was Rogue's game to lose, and they were just waiting, of course, for that trade. Give me 1 second real quickly. It looks like, yeah, something's going on with my audio. I'll be right back, folks.
Yep. So, yeah, so we just finished that round. That's going to be the second match of the day for our finals. We had we had TSM. Let's go ahead and check the scoreboard here. We can see who was our top fragger from that lobby. I'd like to give a good shout out from the top slayer from each round. So let's see here. We had, of course, Rogue coming in first place, and then we had in second place we had GG Bronzy's team, and in third we had TSM. Those are going to be the top 3 teams that placed in that round. And the top slayer we have, I want to say, is anyone broken 7 kills for the day? I think 7 is where we're at when a single match. So it looks like Snipe down, the controller player that we were talking about earlier on Rogue, the newest edition of that Rogue roster, able to come up big for his team and pick up 7 kills. And just making a good showing. So
yeah, that mad scramble that they made, they were one of those teams that was caught out on the southwestern side, coming over from No Name Town that was to the east of East Fragment there. They were able to survive that scramble, picked up a lot of kill points along the way. 7, 6, and 4. That's wow, 13 plus 4, 17 points along with the 12 points. That puts them at 29. And so that's going to put them once again in contention. Take a look at the leaderboard in just a little bit. But that's absolutely nuts. That's a great performance, and especially slowing down the train of TSM. TSM only picking up 10 points this round off of that. But for the simple fact that, let me see, Rocker's team, Rocker, Senox, and Crust went down 15th place with only 3 kill points. That's going to be a huge separation from them when at the beginning of match number 2, they were tied.
No, yeah, absolutely. So, I mean, it's always good, to see these teams. It's unfortunate to see these teams, go out early when they had such a good showing in their first round. But, it's all about consistency, man. It's all about consistency. So some of the most consistent teams I've seen so far, just from the first 2 games, obviously, would be TSM and Rogue. Those are going to be the most consistent teams that I've seen so far. I want to see who else is a shout out that I've seen just absolutely slaying. Synox's team, they were able to pick up 3 kills that last round, and they had a big game as well. Complexity boys actually able to pick up some kills as well. So Complexity able to pick up 7 kills for their team in that round, with Leo picking up 4 for himself. So big shout out to those guys over on the Complexity squad. And like you said before, we watched a little bit of the CLG boys push up that hill and take that fight. They were picking off a lot of those players over by the trailer on that in-game circle. So those were the guys that were picking up all of those kills. I think they were hanging out there the most of the game, and they were able to make that in-game rotation and pick up a lot of kills for themselves. So good stuff from them. But guys, we're going to go to a little break, and then we're going to have the final lobby for you guys. So we'll see you guys soon.
Welcome back, guys, to the Esports Arena Apex Legends Wednesdays. I'm James, no longer Mr. Destructoid Jamerson Lee, joined once again by Shane. I swapped out my mic, and hopefully that'll help you guys out. Sorry about that, but this is a broadcast that we're trying to fix along the way. And of course, if you guys ever want to leave us any kind of feedback, let us know. Tweet at us at Esports Arena on Twitter, or leave us a message, of course, on the Reddit page that we do have set up for this tournament. Let us know what you guys want to see improved about the broadcast and what we could do better, because we are going to be doing this weekly for the foreseeable future. So I'm super excited about that.
Absolutely. Every single week, we're going to be bringing custom tournaments to the Apex community. So we aren't going anywhere. So like you said, yeah, dude, like, it's going to be great. I mean, we're not going anywhere. We're going to bring these events to the community each and every week. So yeah. And with that said, we're actually loading into our first game now. So what are your thoughts on our teams what have you seen so far, Jameson?
The thing is, like, it's what we were expecting. We were expecting to see, of course, a lot of the teams that are already very consistent and already playing at the top of NA to be performing, and we've gotten that so far. TSM has done well. Rogue is doing well right now. Senox with his return. Sentinels did split ways. I believe Retzi and Zom's going over to Valorant right now, but Senox is back, and that's, I think, one of the biggest things coming out from competitive Apex. The fact that Senox is back and he's competing again. The last time we saw him, he was just trying to solo qualify, basically, and he still wrecks. So I'm glad that we're able to retain that talent as we go into game number 3 right now. This is the final game of the evening, and we just got to set the stakes. 33 points for Team Rogue, 32 points for TSM. And Rocker Senox, that squad, they're still in 3rd place with 26. And Smile, that's Team Bronzy, Unin, and I feel so bad. I can't remember the 3rd right now. They're right behind him. And so at this point, it's TSM and Rogue trying to close this out.
Absolutely. And we really want to see if any of these teams can, break into that top 3, to get into this prize money. So this last game is it. This is the final lobby. This is the final game of the day. We're only doing 3 today, but like we said, we are going to be changing this format to a longer format in the near future. So expect it next week for more games in the final and more broadcasts. So
yeah, I love that we're going to be able to make iterative changes, especially with the feedback coming from the community here. Not entirely too sure who we're watching right now. I'm on board with TSM at the moment, just because it seems like they've been getting into fights, or at least having to maybe be a little bit more careful in the beginning. But actually, I don't think there's anyone that contests them in this lobby. But they're no longer playing that Pathfinder that Albert Laley was so used to. And I know in the past that, like, Albert Laley just didn't want to play the Gibraltar because he's a big boy. He's a chunky boy.
Big old hitbox. I mean, who does want that hitbox? I mean, the only it's one of the things, like, I want to say, like, my first time playing Apex Legends, the first character I played, I looked at the kit alone, and I was like, Gibby's kit is nuts. Like, I want to play Gibby. And then, like, I figured out, like, oh, Wraith has a very small hitbox compared to Gibby. Maybe this isn't the best, character. But then, we've seen some buffs that go to Gibby, and now you've seen way more in the current meta in competitive. So.
Yeah, and one of the adjustments I like about it is that, like, a lot of times in scrims, they have been getting contested. Even in tournaments, also in ALGS, they were getting contested on the early game. And so just having this Gibraltar and kind of, like, defaulting into, well, we might get contested, we might have to play edge. This puts that toolkit into them, right? Giving them the utility that Gibraltar affords them if they end up getting into a fight early on and getting contested and having a really slow rotation here. Now, it looks like they do have to change the rotation path, as someone might be playing the choke point over there, and they're not wanting to take that fight early on. They need to make sure, of course, because they're 1 point off from first right now, that they need to make sure that they get into the late game, they get as many kill points as possible, because this is neck and neck with between them and Rogue.
Absolutely. It's going to be a battle for first and second between these guys, and then third is going to be up in the air for anyone. Anyone can have a big game and make a big upset. So I'm really interested to see which teams are going to make it into that final top 3 placement to get into the money.
Yeah, it is the top three. It's we're playing for $1,000 right now, and if you want to contribute to the prize pool, we've got an extra $57. Thank you to the community, everyone who contributed to that prize pool. Type in !contribute, and you'll be linked to the page where you can go ahead and help us out here, as we're trying to give back as much as we can to the community here. Throughout this, we're going to be doing these weekly, and like I said, or like we said earlier, if you've got any feedback for us, tweet at us at Esports Arena what you'd like to see be improved. And I think already we've addressed this. We want to have more matches. We want to make the finals a little bit longer to really be able to say who the best person in our lobby is. Because in 3 games, anything can happen. If you have one big game, all of a sudden, that puts you into the top 3 easily.
Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. But yeah, we want it to be all about consistency. So yeah, that's what we're leaning towards, and we definitely hear the community on that one. So let's go ahead and see if there's any early game engagements that possibly are going to go on. It looks like the thermal station is pretty jam-packed right now. So let's see if we can hop over from our team over there. Let's see. Over there. Let's check it out. So looks like I'm on with CLG Madness. So I'm Madness. Team 16 is currently running.
Yeah, they were the team that were shooting at TSM, I believe. So they're on their tracks right now. TSM trying to port this out. As Madness spots it, it's going to go ahead and throw down that thermite, getting decent spray with that Prowler, but they're not going to be able to get anything off of that.
Ooh, very close. That's actually lucky that TSM was able to rotate out of that situation, as they did get out at the last second. I saw there was some shields broken on that side, so they could have gone down at any moment. That would have been really bad, sitting up in that top 3. Going down this early would be just detrimental.
Yeah, I mean, that would have been a huge shame if TSM went down there, because that's basically around where TSM died in the final game of online tournament 3 that Liquid ended up finally winning, and kind of putting a stop to TSM's reign and not letting them get the 6-peat there. As we're still on board with Madness, I believe, and they do have a team spotted out to their west right now. But I think it's going to be a little bit of a standoff at this point, as it's still ring number 1. So teams aren't looking to hard engage right now.
Yeah, this part of the game, players are just, if they get free kills, they will. If players contest other people's looting spots, then you'll see maybe some early engagements. But for the most part, players are just looting up, getting all these attachments, getting all their setups, getting the higher tier shields, purple and gold shields, getting those attachments that they want. Yeah, and just really getting set up for the mid game and the late game, putting themselves in a better spot to rotate. So.
Well, let's go back to TSM right now. They're in the middle of a fight. Aberlele was able to trade one away. Refs has gone down. They got one more knock off of that, and Protectful will fall to Imperial Hal. Imperial Hal, he's been picking up the Hemlock every now and then, and whenever he kind of swaps weapons, it's so great to see, because we all know how good he is with the R9. But it's great to see that same kind of aim applied to different guns. Reps will be able to be res. They're going to be able to secure that. And it looks like TSM so far, they're going to be able to pick up 3 kills. And every single kill point is going to be so crucial here. Again, coming into game number 3, they were 1 point off from first, with Rogue leading them by 1 point.
Oh, absolutely. So let's see what Rogue's actually doing. Currently doesn't have any kill points. So they're actually calling out an engagement right now. They just marked someone on the map. They're actually one of these teams over in the thermal station, so this actually might be bad for Rogue if they could. Yeah, so sweet. Yeah, we're on with Sweet Team 12. We're gonna go ahead and check them out. This is over at the thermal station. So there's just so many teams over here, so they have to be really careful on what they decide to do, if they decide to take an early engagement, or if they, because if they go down early, I mean that's it. I mean, yeah, TSM's taking it.
I believe. Wait, never mind.
So. And they are right in the middle of the circle, so I mean, this circle is that shows why so many players are actually opting to hang around the thermal station, because it is dead center in the middle of zone. So we have most of these northern teams rotating over here from Voyage and the train yard. So we'll see how they decide to opt into pushing into the south side of the map. And here you have it. The circle is out and it will pull south. So these north teams do have to rotate, and yeah, it's gonna be a bloodbath over in this south part of the map. There's gonna be lava everywhere.
Oh, I was watching Liquid right there. As Rogue, again, like I said, they're one of those teams. You put G7 scouts into their hands, they are absolutely deadly here. Luckily, though, they've got the Gibraltar shield. They're going to be able to res Flanker back into this, but it's Casper going down.
Completely, yeah.
And so they're going to be fighting this out. I don't know if they're going to be able to recover and res. They do have a res to the north, but again, they don't have a Wraith anymore. And so not having that Wraith, it's going to be much more difficult to try and get this. They've got 20 seconds until the next dome comes up, but
yeah, they don't have a
Wraith.
They're not getting the res. The other team is actually watching the body in that in that building over there. So they're not going to be able to hear that. They're going to be 2-man for the rest of the game. So Liquid will have 2 members for the rest of the game, unfortunately, even though there is a res beacon close by. But yeah, like maybe if they did have a Wraith, they can do some type of portal play to res their team. But it's gonna be difficult. For sure.
And during that time, to the north, Solifide was actually able to take a fight up against Complexity and knock them out. And let's see, Complexity, where were they on our leaderboards?
Let's go ahead and check. Oh, so Complexity, we had them sitting at
They were at 8.
So they were in that top 8th area, but we had to note that Complexity did have a disconnect in one of their team fights last game, so we can't be too hard on them. They actually had the team fight. They were winning the team fight, and then Reptar actually DC'd, so that was really unfortunate for them. Just, try again next week, man. I mean, it's unfortunate, man. I mean, you hate to see it, man. But here we are in this game, live and well, striving. So let's see what our top team, Rogue, is actually doing. So hopping on again with Snipe down from Rogue's roster. Let's see what they have. Yeah, there's opting to take some shots over here, getting able to get a pick off.
That's huge.
Reps. That's how. That's TSM. They see it. They know. They're hopping on the zip line. They're saying, nope, that's TSM. We're sweating you right now. We're ending this tournament. Get out of our lobby. Let's go. And they finish it. And there you have it, ladies and gentlemen. That's going to be it. TSM eliminated from this final round of the tournament. We'll have to see how things end up panning out in our final scoreboard.
Yeah, they went down, I believe, 12th there. They'll be able to pick up 4 more points, but that means Rogue is still alive, and they've got at least first at this point. And we'll see if Rocker and them can do anything.
Rogue got knocked in the lava, so he's going to actually get full killed. No one's going to be able to pick him up. So that's actually rough. That's rough.
At this point, though, you were taking out your main competition. Your main competition is gone now. Get to the late game, get as many points as possible, pick up whatever KP that you can throughout the way, and secure this win. They're going to be able to even pick up the banner here. Sweet is just playing the floor is lava, literally, with Drop's body.
That's some cool stuff. So they can actually, there's a res beacon actually very close. So if they can actually take control of that upper side of that little compound, they'll actually get the res as well. But it's going to be quite difficult because I can imagine there's going to be a team there.
Yeah, there is a team camping it to the north right now. There might be an opportunity if they rotate off and they see that. They're going to be able to do that. With his body right there, not too many other teams in the area. Every other team prioritizing holding on to the south because these rings generally continue to pull to the southwest there. But it doesn't look like the team to Rogue's north want to rotate anywhere else. I'm taking a look at the minimap. Sweet, taking a lot of damage there. Has to back away. He's got the purple Evo shield, and so he's going to look to try and get that. It's only 86 damage off, and so with that scout, on his 3 shots is all he needs to be able to upgrade it to a red one.
Yeah, so let's go ahead and check out another fight because there is just so much cluster going on. It has to, I think most of the fighting is going to happen on the north side of the map, actually, right here. So you see there's 4 teams just all on this north side, so that's Rogue again. So I guess we'll just hang on with Rogue because they seem to be in the most contested area of the map. So go ahead and check
Rogue actually will be able to get this res, as it was Solifide that was holding that northern position, but now they're over here at Donut. And so that's why we got to see Sweet make the movement over, and he's going to be able to get the respawn onto Dropped here.
That's big. That's big for Rogue. Them keeping a 3rd player in the game this late, especially with TSM getting opted out. But here's some shots coming out from Snipe down. He's able to put some shots into this middle team here in that Donut. So just some cheesy cheek shots, just letting them know, hey, we're here and we're taking some shields.
Now, another team we have to really keep track of right now is Team Rocker, team number 17, Crust, Rocker, and Senox, who've had this hold position on the southwest. They got into a big fight. There are a lot of death boxes over here, so they've been able to ferry a lot of it over. Their economy is going to be fantastic. They've got 2 purples and a gold shield on Rocker right now. They don't have to worry about their south. They don't have to worry about their west, and all they have to do is make sure that their north and northeast are cleared here. This is a great position for them. Now, they were in 3rd place at the beginning of this map with 26 points, so they're still within contention. If they can get rid of Rogue early on, there's a chance for them to get into this. Remember, they had a huge kill game, I believe, in game number 1 that got them 22 points or something like that. I can't quite remember. So this is a team that can absolutely frag out.
Yeah, no, absolutely. Sentinel Synox, I mean, that's just a name that I remember. Sentinels just being absolutely insane. So it's actually cool seeing these guys in action. So Synox being that main, that main clutch factor player to look out for.
Looks like it is going to be a little bit of a standoff for now, though. And so, taking a look at the map, I think we do have to just wait for the next circle before anything else happens. It looks like another res did come in. Not entirely too sure which team that was. I was able to bring back their player. It looks like it is going to be Noble,
yeah.
being able to bring Lion back into this game. And they're a team that's holding on the eastern side of the map right now.
Yeah, let's go ahead and check out Noble's position to see what they're actually doing. So they're actually, they actually have to rotate far. So this is, look at the zone. That's going to be pulling south again. All these northern teams having to make that south rotation. This is where it's just going to be crazy. Rogue being one of them too. So here they go. Rogue sweet. Portal out, making the portal play for his team, opting to put his team instantly in the zone. And here they have it. Instant rotation. Good stuff coming in from Rogue. And
that's surprising.
Yeah,
like I did not expect that they would be able to get Dorito for free here. This building, generally, it's taken early and very early on, but I think no other teams were able to make this rotation, and so I'm surprised that they were able to get this for free. Is it the best building? No, but it's a building that's in what had a 99% chance, basically, of being the end zone. That's why you saw early on teams holding this position so far. So Rogue now in great position to try and close this game out and keep Rocker's team from really contesting them for first place.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, Rocker's team is still, they're still safe. They're all safe. This is just going to be a bloodbath. This is going to be like a late game industrial, bloodbath just between, look what's safe on the zone. I mean, what did we have? 3 buildings and then, or 3 or 4 buildings, little shacks, and then it's just open field. So, I mean, it's going to be rough. I mean, teams are going to make that final decision to take that all-in team fight engagement here soon on this next circle. You can only imagine. It's only a matter of time. So.
I'm just looking around for any action right now. It's a lot of poking going on, but we saw Noble earlier. Yeah, Team 13, as they were able to get that res, but they were one of the teams where like, oh, this rotation is going to be very difficult for them because if they want to try and make it into the zone, they got to get across this lava field here. Good damage coming across from Bowser. He's got the Sentinel, a gun that you generally don't see getting into the late game, but I think, they just had to deal with whatever they could pick up.
Let's hop on with Team 3 because it looks like they're actually making a rotation. They're in a tight spot. They're going to have to make a push as soon as this Gibby shield goes down. They're going to be in the open. Grenades are going out. So they're in a little predicament.
Yeah, they were able to stop teams coming in from their back, and that was Liquid. Remember, Liquid were down to a duo, and Nocturnal goes down, so the only one left for them is Flanker here, as Mini, with that triple take, is able to find one onto Solofide's Pride. So now they're doing a great job of just playing gatekeeper up against the teams that are rotating in from the northeast.
Absolutely good stuff here from Mini, landing almost every shot with this triple take. He's already managed to down a player. He gets stunned from that Arc Star, opts to throw down that Gibby shield. And here comes the Gibby ult as well as he resets his shield, gets back to full, and he's just looking for information right now, seeing which team he's going to focus on. Found the team that's poking him, able to throw an Arc Star and give a little bit of harassment back over there. Say, hey, stop poking me. And
now
this looks
again,
like they're able to completely reset. They're able to actually loot all those kills and freely, and so that's going to be a big upgrade on loot there.
Yeah, definitely great job for them. Of course, there were about 3 teams, I believe, rotating in from the Northeast there. And so they took the initiative. They made the rotation early on. They were able to get it back to their wall so that they could focus on the teams to the Northeast and make sure that, they weren't threatened from the back. And they were able to clean up these kills. Huge coming out from them. Right now, it looks like they do have 3 kill points here. And they were 4th place with 17 points coming into game number 3. So they still have a shot. They still have a shot if they can pick up a lot of frags here. Now the Arcstar is going to force them out of position as they start pushing north now.
Yep, shots are just raining out from above. They're in a little tight situation right now, but let's see if they can find a safe spot to just fully reset. And maybe they can... Oh, Gibby's shield comes out, but Gibby goes down at the same time. That's good that he actually got that shield off before he went down. That would have been really bad for them.
Yeah, that was coming out from Rogue there. But Rogue, throughout all this fighting, it looks like they did lose Snipe down. And so now they're pushing in. They've got the roof of this building here, which can be a decent spot. They've got the nice cover coming out from those windows. But I believe that's going to be Rocker's team along with Senox right there to their south. And so they just got to be careful and try to get whatever kill point they can at this point. Again, they need to maintain as many points as possible here going into this. They had a nice lead up against them. 7 points, I believe, above Rocker's team here. And they're picking up so many kill points.
Oh, yeah, we're watching Madness CLG, right? Oh. Yes. Big team fight. Massive coming in. 257 shots coming out in this give ult, or give bubble. Let's see what they decide to do. All 3 members still alive for their CLG roster.
Yeah, this is
5
huge.
squads left. CLG Madness actually getting bopped there for half of his health. He's pretty low. He's able to get a Phoenix off and reset. Does he do it? He does. Able to reset. And Rogue Sweet Tea up on the kill feed, finishing off Joey Blackout, confirming that kill. Madness opting to go up onto the high ground here as he takes the zip line. He sees the team on the other side of the zip line. This is going to be the play, boys. CLG Madness. This is the one to watch. He's in the position. Oh. Big, massive damage. Comes out. Does he finish, though? Does he finish? Sitting at 1 shot. No shield.
Yeah, they just need to go ahead and reset at this point. Again, everything's coming down to the wire here as they're going to push once again. But Madness will be able to get that knock onto Rocker, and that's huge. That might set up the win for Rogue. Drop has just gone down. Now, it's going to come down to the wire here. We'll have to tally up the scores at the end to really see who wins out on this. As Sweet is actually still alive along with Senox. And so they're just solos for their teams, but they are the point leaders at this point in this lobby. And we'll see if they can survive into the late game, into the end game here.
Yeah, Senox was one of those teams that was coming in with like a lot of points. So here we are with Senox. Let's see if he can make a play. Sees the other solo player. The solo player is actually trading against each other, and that's going to be 2 players.
That was Sweet from Rogue. Hopping back over to Madness's team, though, it looks like they might just have the numbers here. Sweet is just bleeding out with that res shield, and it's up. It's a 2v2 right now. BCJ and Shiny versus Madness and Pow Pow. But with this reset,
get the res, yeah. Are they gonna allow? Oh, massive coming in here from Madness. Huge shots. Able to pick the armor off of one, wipe the other one. R99 to finish, and there you have it. There we have it, boys. Finishing off. CLG Madness picking up 7 kills alone just from himself. I don't think anyone got over 7. Everyone that had a huge game was around that 7 kill mark, but huge stuff coming in from CLG. Pow Pow, 6 kills from him. Madness, CLG, 7 kills from him. Blackson, 1. So just consistency. I mean, like, it's just crazy to see how TSM got picked off in that early game from Rogue. And I want to know if Rogue actually saw in the kill feed, they saw, oh, we knocked TSM. We have to finish them. I have to say that they did see that, and they made the middle decision to go finish them, and that's going to be huge points for Rogue because we saw them in at the late game. I want to see what happens and how these final points get tallied up. So
Yeah, 100%. Wait, I'm sorry. I'm just looking at the team names in the lobby right now. I love you, Shiny. I love you guys along with Team Liquid there. But yeah, that was that 100% the call. You see the knock, especially up against your number one competition. Remember, going into this, they were separated by 1 point. Team Rogue had 33 points. TSM had 32. You see those knocks. I believe it was trying to remember who went down
I want to say it
first.
was Hal that went down first too.
Hal and Albert Laley, maybe, or Albert. No, Albert Laley was the last one. So Hal and Refs went down first, and then they went full on chase onto Al. Were able to take him out early, got rid of their first competition, and all they really had to worry about at that point was Rocker's team, along with Team Smile and CLG at that point. But making it to the late game there, I think they've all they have completely secured it. But I'm still going to be waiting for the final tally because I don't want to do all these maths. I don't want to do all this math. I want our admin to do all the math for me here, so I don't misspeak. But it looks good for them. They got top 3. Right, they got top 3, which gets them 7 points, and they were able to pick up 8 more kill points along the way. That gets them plus 15 on top of their 33. I said I wasn't going to do math, but that's 48 at that point. And I think they have almost safely secured first place. Still want to wait for the final tally here, though.
Yeah, I really want to know where Rocker ends up because they were currently sitting at 26 points and they had a pretty decent game for themselves. So I mean, like this is oh, here we are. It looks like the final leaderboard just got updated. I'm gonna make sure that this is correct.
So it's still getting tallied right now because I don't think Rogue got their points put on. They're still at 33. So we're gonna wait for now. Again, it's only the top 3 that'll be placing into the money for our first esports arena, Apex Legends Wednesdays. $1,000 split between the top 3, 50% of the prize pool going over to first place. 30% going to second, and 20% going to third. Now, if you guys want to contribute, of course, you can always type in !contribute, and that'll send you a link to go to the contribution page where you can help up our prize pool. We were able to get, I believe, like an additional $57 into the prize pool for this. So thank you all for everybody who contributed to the prize pool for this one. Hopefully, as we move on, as we do more and more of these, we're going to be able to up the prize pool for our community here, for the Apex Legends fam. I'm really excited about the future of all this.
Yeah, absolutely. And on that note, I wanted to do a quick little shout out to the EU community because we do hear you guys. A lot of people had a lot of interest in participating in this event, and a lot of the EU guys, have trouble with playing on NA servers. So we are listening to you guys. We do know that it is an issue, and we are figuring out solutions to maybe host maybe a potential EU event and an NA event so that everyone's on the same ping and we have something for the EU guys as well. So just another thing that we're working on. And yeah, we'll get back to you guys soon. Just make sure you guys follow all of our socials and we will update you guys on our tournament schedule.
Yeah, definitely. So shout out, like you said, to the EU community. Remember that while this is a North American tournament, people from EU were able to play, but they just had to play on NA servers. So shout out to Nasky, Strafe, and Dell, and of course Team Purge. I believe those are our 2 European representatives. To the best of my knowledge, pretty sure everyone else is NA. I could be wrong, but shout out to them for showing up today. I know how difficult it is to play with 140 ping. It's not pleasant at all. But shout out for showing up, and you guys, of course, making it to finals. We started off the day with 37 teams, and now we're just waiting to see who the top 3 are in this lobby. This was an absolutely stacked lobby, by the way.
Yeah, speaking of stacked lobbies, why don't we run through what pro rosters actually came out and participated in our first event? So, I mean, we've got the Kings, we've got TSM, and we got Rogue. We've got who else do we got? We got NRG, we have CLG, we have
Solifide, complexity, Liquid. Yeah,
the list goes on. So I mean, this was a very, very stacked lobby. So I know there was I think there was more teams that even participated in our qualifiers. I don't know if we had any pro teams actually playing there as well, but shout out to those guys that came out and made a performance today. We appreciate you guys participating in our events, and yeah, it's only up from here.
Yeah, a lot of people. I guess other notable names we could talk about. Lynn's, I believe Dignitas streamer, competed today. I don't know exactly what her team was. I want to shout out Petty Boss also. You know, he's been one of the grinders from day one of Apex Legends. I remember watching a lot of the early pro Discord for it, and he's been evolving and growing with the scene over the last year. So shout out to him. Shout out to everyone, honestly. I'm really glad that we're able to do some community tournaments here and get some more competitive content out there, because I know people want to see it, and I'm glad that we're able to provide this. And again, if you guys have any feedback for us, let us know on Reddit, let us know on Twitter. If you want to tweet at us, it's at Esports Arena. Whatever we can do to try to improve the format, improve everything moving forward. We want to make this the best possible experience for you guys at home, the viewers.
All right, and we just got confirmation the leaderboard has been updated, so we will be throwing that up on stream for you now. So go ahead and take a look at the final leaderboard, where it looks like we have Rogue. So Rogue's roster, Sweet Dream, taking first place, and it looks like I'm Madness TV, which is the CLG roster, taking second with 41 points, and then third place we have TSM taking third place, sitting at 36 points. So that's going to be top three placements right there, guys. So big shout out to those guys, Rogue, CLG, and TSM, taking that top three placements for the day, and our first ever Apex custom event.
Yeah, this is crazy. And we were talking about it. One of the teams to watch was Rocker's team. That's Rocker, Crust, and Sunox, which that roster alone, it's crazy. That roster is absolutely insane. But they missed out in top three by 2 points, and it came down to that push that came out from Madness, which we got to see at the end of the game. They pushed up on top, right? They got on top of the rock, and they forced out Rocker's team from the position they wanted to be in, and they just weren't able to close it out. I forget who it was losing that final fight up against Sweet. There was the 2 solos there, but that was an important fight. That 1v1 that we saw on the north side of that final circle there, that was an important one. Rocker's team could have been in the top 3 if he ended up winning that 1v1, surviving that fight. That would have been an extra kill point and an extra finish, extra placement points coming out for him. And so it was super close, razor thin margin that Rocker's team weren't able to make it in the top 3. But that shows how competitive North America can be.
Absolutely. And another thing I want to note is, this is the first time that we're seeing all of these high-end Apex Predators now have, the ability to jump into these tournaments with these pro players and, show what they have to offer. So it's just another cool aspect, another cool layer to it, that these players now have the chance to compete among these pros and these influencers that, they look up to or whatever, that now they have a chance to actually come out and, play against them, or play with them. So it's just cool stuff all the way around. Yeah.
All right. So once again, make sure you guys are following the channel if you're not following us here on Twitch, because we're going to be doing these weekly, every Wednesday night. Now, if you also want to compete, type in !sign up. It'll give you the link for the next tournament. That's basically the page, the splash page, where you're going to be directed all the time to sign up for these. We're going to be doing this every week. I don't know exactly when the signups open up, but make sure you keep an eye on that. If you want to be kept informed, also follow us on Twitter. That's going to be at Esports Arena. And so you can check that account for updates on what we do. Esports Arena does a lot of things. We got a lot of locations across North America, across the United States. And so we throw a lot of events. So keep track of that. If you're feeling competing in something else, we probably hold a competition for it. So really excited for that. But of course, I'm more excited for Apex Legends because this is my game. This has been my game for the last year and however so many months. So I'm really glad. Thank you guys so much, Esports Arena, for putting this on. Now, Shane, any final words before we close out this show?
No, just big shout out to all the players that came out and come out and played in the first event. It was a blast. We want to keep on doing these for you guys. So I mean, we had a crazy first event, a huge showing. So it's just can't wait till next week, man. To do it again. So on that note, we'll see you guys next week and see you guys next time.